Scorpio, hello, and welcome to your November 2020 Oracle and Tarot reading. My name is Tessa, and this is Tessa's Tarot. Before I jump into your guys' reading, I did pre-shuffle the Oracle deck. I'm using Vintage Wisdom Oracle and Influence of the Angels Tarot. They're shuffled and ready to go. Layout is going to be exactly the same as I did last time. I'm going to pull 11 Oracle cards, one tarot card for each Oracle card, and then we're going to pull 3 tarot cards at the end to wrap everything up and see how everything relates. Now, before I get started into your guys' reading, I just want to say a couple of things about scorpionic energy, okay? Now, depending on like your chart, okay, so of course, you know, if you are somebody who looks at your natal chart and reads into your natal chart and you kind of like have a general understanding of what it means to have your sun in Scorpio or in your moon in like a different sign and things like that, then you do understand that there are different energies that affect different parts of our lives and we deal with things differently according to that energy, okay? So I've been, like, I'm not an astrologist, but I've definitely been looking more and more and more into birth charts and learning more and more about how to read birth charts and how it is, and how, like, the different energies in terms of your zodiac sign, the house that it's placed in, and the planet that it's associated with, how that affects your overall like energy and stuff. Now, I know in my videos, I don't really ever make this statement, oh, this is for sun, moon, rising, da da da. I don't really make those statements. My readings are pretty general, and for the most part, I would say that my readings are like sun, moon, rising, okay? But I also don't limit my readings. Like my YouTube videos are also very much, you know, they are for the sign that it is intended for. Like, this is a Scorpio video. This is for sun signs in Scorpio. But I really do feel and believe that people can get insight and you can still learn from my other videos, okay? You can still kind of gain some information and some insight about energy that's going on in other zodiac signs. So if you do have other zodiac signs in your chart, whether it's moon, Venus, Mars, like in all honesty, like the way that I approach my readings is kind of like, it is, I think it's mostly sun and moon driven. It might actually be more moon driven, but with that being said, I do believe that you can find information that you're looking for in other videos depending on like your chart and what you are looking for and what you're interested in. Like if you're really looking into your birth chart and you want to understand more about your Venus, okay? Let's say your Venus is in Libra. Okay, my Venus, my Venus is in Libra, or my Libra's in whatever. So if you want to kind of like understand that aspect of you, then go ahead and watch my Libra video. You know what I'm saying? So the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I have my Scorpio in my moon, my Saturn, and my Pluto, and I've been feeling like the most intense energies. Oh my God. Like this morning I woke up and I just felt this raw, intense, just like, and like, this is just something that I've always accepted as part of me for as long as I can remember. I have this side of me that, and as I've been learning about my chart, having your moon in Scorpio is super fucking intense. It's like really, it is like some deep, raw, just like, you know, like a, just kind of like angry. Like I can feel this part of me that has this like really raw kind of rage, I guess you can say. It's a very, very deep, intense part of me, okay? And I've been feeling it a lot lately. And usually Scorpio season does, like, I get really, really in my feels. Like I get in the depths of my feels around this time. And I really wanted to bring this up and talk about this because like the energy I'm feeling right now is so intense, and I just want to like I'm so genuinely curious, and I just want to know, like I would love to hear about other experiences that Scorpios have, whether you have your sun sign in Scorpio, your moon sign in Scorpio, if you have other planets in Scorpio. Like I would just generally be interested as to how you feel it has been affecting your life and your like idea of who you are. Okay. So that's my little like intro. That's my little introduction before I jump into your guys' reading, because I just want you to know. So I don't know if you guys have been feeling that. I don't know if sun signs have been feeling the intensity, but as a Scorpio moon, I have been feeling really intense, like inside. And as a Sagittarius sun, and then I also have my Mercury in my first house, like I need to express myself, like I need to communicate. And I do know that a lot of Scorpios, they don't really talk about their feelings. They don't talk about the darker parts of who they are. Maybe they're like afraid to open those doors with some people, because a lot of people are kind of like, I think it's kind of I think it's kind of like a blanket. I think it's like a security. I think you guys maybe keep that part of you hidden a little bit from people, because it's kind of like if it gets triggered the wrong way, like, it's kind of like you're afraid of what it's going to bring out of you, because you understand that you have that deeper side of you that's just like, like, I'm going to fucking kill you, so like, and as a Sagittarius, like I need to get it out. Like I need to release what I'm feeling. I need to express what I'm feeling, because the more that it sits inside of me, the more it just kind of starts to take over. It starts to take over. Okay. So I don't know if this information can be helpful for some Scorpio sun signs. Maybe you guys are learning how to express that side of you a little bit more. I don't know. Let me know. But this is the energy I'm feeling right now, and I'm really curious to see how the cards are going to come out for you guys, just to kind of like see what's going on, because I know that along with it being Scorpio season, there's a lot of intense activity going on in astrology and the planetary positions, everything like that. And I know that we're still in retrograde with Mercury. So yeah, I just wanted to get that off my chest, because like, oh my God, I just woke up just like, and I ended up going on a whole rant on my Instagram. And I was just like, if you're not going to fight for me, don't be my friend. Like, it was just whatever, but I just had to get some things off my chest. So so if you want to share, great. If you want to share with me, great. I'll post my Instagram down below. Maybe you don't want to make a comment on my YouTube channel, and that's fine. But if you want to follow me on Instagram and just like send me a private message and talk about it a little bit more, I would totally be open to that. I, honest to God, would be open to communicating with more people who have really, really intense feelings inside of them, and who understand the deeper aspects of being a Scorpio, or having a Scorpio moon, or whatever the case, or if you just want to get a little bit more understanding about how I deal with my emotions. Okay, so we're rolling into about 9 minutes now, so let's go ahead and jump into your reading. But these are the energies that I have been feeling. So I'm very curious to see how you Scorpio sun signs are kind of like what the energy is going on for November 2020, okay? So for underlying energy, we have reflection. Now, like, I'm looking at this reflection card is kind of like, maybe you guys are thinking now, it's like you're thinking about what I'm saying, okay? You're really like reflecting, and you're really kind of thinking about like, what I'm kind of putting out on the table right now. We have harmony. Okay, we have wisdom. Sorry, I'm going to try to show you guys the card as I put it down. Okay, so this is kind of like, so with this harmony card, I'm definitely kind of like, it's like, how do you find balance? It's like, it's like trying to gain the wisdom to see how you can balance those inner emotions and the things that are going on within you. Listening, okay, listening to that side of yourself a little bit more, being more open to understanding, purity. Okay, let's see here. We have innocence. And this card, this innocence card, always reminds me of the Six of Cups in tarot. And the Six of Cups is your guys' card. That's Sun and Scorpio. We have enchantment. We have nature. Okay, we have union. We have healing. And then we have truth. Interesting. Okay. So I wanted to kind of like pull out all the oracle cards and then we're just going to jump right into the tarot because I'm just kind of like ready to kind of get to the bottom of things over here. Tarot cards are shuffled. Okay. Because it's like, I feel like it's taking you, because Scorpios are constantly going through transformations, and it's like, your life is just filled with this constant like regeneration of the self and like a rising and like a feeling of like a constant death and rebirth. It's like, I feel like we are in a moment right now where it's really like, it's like you're really trying to bring all the things, it's like trying to bring what you feel on a deeper level up to a higher state of consciousness and a higher state of awareness so you can express it on a daily basis in a way that is beneficial for you, for your life, for the life you want to create for yourself, and also so people that are in your vicinity know and understand like that you're not going to deal with bullshit, or that understand like this is who you are and you either like it or you don't, type of thing. I feel like the purpose, almost like the goal of Scorpio and Scorpio energy is to like have a complete, full, deep understanding of your nature, of who you are, of this aspect of yourself, and like bring it up to a higher state of awareness, to pull it up to the surface into your consciousness in a way that is going to make you express what you expect from people, what you're not going to put up with, like in a way that's just like to where you're going to be truthful and honest, in a way that's not going to be destructive for you long term. It's kind of like telling people right off the bat, like, look, this is who I am, you know, or kind of like giving people an understanding, not being afraid to show people who you really are and giving them a sense of understanding of who you are so they can make the decision, you know, like if they want to be your friend or not. So you don't have to go through the bullshit, you know what I'm saying? So you don't have to go through the BS of like becoming friends with people and then they discover sides of you, or they do something that makes you mad and then you end up losing friends, or you end up losing, you know what I mean? Like something like that. It's kind of like showing the depth of, it's like not being afraid to show the depths of who you are in a way that you're comfortable with. And that like releases the pressure from your soul to feel like you need to hide that part of yourself. And to do it in a way that like, I don't know, it's kind of like, I feel like that's the challenge for Scorpio. That's like the challenge, and that's like the goal, to be able to be yourself. Okay. Let's start pulling tarot cards. Okay, so for harmony, we have the moon. Yeah, it's like being in harmony. It's like figuring out how to harmonize your emotions, your deeper emotions, and to bring it into a higher state of awareness so you can just be who you are, and you can just feel that intensity without having to hide it, and communicate it in a way that isn't necessarily gonna, like, you know, scare people or something. I don't know. Sometimes I think I scare people because it just, like, sometimes it just comes out, you know, and I just get angry and it just comes out. And then I'm like, holy shit, like, what was that, you know? For wisdom, we have Knight of Pentacles, Virgo. Okay. Yeah. So it's kind of like figuring out how to it's almost like figuring out how to capitalize on your emotions. It's like figuring out how to turn the intensity of what you feel, to turn the, like, darkness, to turn the intensity, the depth of what you feel into something that can create, like, change, that can make you money, that can, you know, really set you on a path to where you can, like, just be yourself. And it's like gaining the wisdom to do that. For listening, we have Five of Pentacles, Mercury and Taurus. Interesting. So it could benefit you to start listening and paying attention to people who, like, have less than you, or who are struggling. Okay, who are struggling. I think that there's something about that that's healing for you. I think that hearing the pain, it's gonna sound kind of crazy and morbid, especially if you're not a Scorpio, but I feel like you guys are gonna understand what I'm saying when I say this. There's something about listening to other people's struggles and other people's pain that makes you feel better. And it's not because you wish them pain. It's not because it's like you're trying to, I mean, maybe there's a part of you that does kind of wish pain upon others, just because you feel it so deeply. It's like, well, why do I have to carry this burden by myself? You know what I mean? Why do I have to carry this by myself? What the fuck? So there's kind of like this sense of enjoying other people's pain because it makes you feel like you're not alone. Okay? Or like hearing about other people's struggles. There's like a sense of just, there's a sense of like peace in it. Okay, so that's what I'm getting from that. So for purity, we have the Magician, Mercury energy. Yeah. There's a purification in it. There's like a purification in manifesting like struggle. It's almost like it's bringing people into a more stable and strong sense of themselves and their emotions. There is like a purification in it. There's a purification in like purging yourself of these intense feelings of like going through these struggles. Like there's something about the transformation that goes along with struggling and feeling pain and going through these constant deaths and rebirths that like it almost like fuels you. It like gives you more strength and more power. And being able to, and the fact that like you carry this in you, it's almost like you have this way of creating those transformations in others as well. it's taking place on like a subconscious level. For innocence, we have the lovers, you know, and it's like Scorpios get this bad rap, you know, for being like sexually deviant and too mysterious and intense, and but like but the reality of your love is almost innocent in nature, you know, when it comes to actual love, when it comes to actual like the love you have for yourself, the love you have for others takes an almost innocent quality to it. It's like, it seems kind of contradictory, especially if you feel a lot of intense emotions, but there's like there's almost this purity about it. And even though maybe other people won't interpret it as such, it's like it carries a sense of purification. It carries a sense of like purging, a purging of like repressed emotions, of past life emotions, because like Scorpio rules Pluto. And like once we get to Pluto, we're talking about like the unconscious, we're talking about past lives, we're talking about all that type of stuff, you know? Rising of the Phoenix, rebirth, regeneration. For enchantment, we have Two of Swords. Having a moment. Moon in Libra. Making a decision. Yeah, it's like you always have to use your instincts. You always have to use your intuition when you're making decisions. Cuz it's like you see you see so clearly the depth of things and the root of things that like it's almost like even if you know the truth in this or that, it's almost like you're still being forced to decide to act. It's almost like you almost feel like you are being forced to act out of blind will and to make a choice, even if, let's say, both options are just not to your liking. You know what I mean? Like, you might have throughout your life come across so many different paths and options, and you just felt like none of it was right for you. But it's like you were being forced to go along with it and pretend like, you know, oh, well, I made a choice. But it's not really, this is not going to satisfy me emotionally. This is not going to satisfy me intellectually because there's no depth. There's no depth. So that's kind of what I'm seeing with this enchantment and Two of Swords. It's like you have this mystical depth to you. And it's like you're constantly being forced to like pretend like you don't see the truth. But you do. But you do. And it's like, how do you break free from that? You know? It's like, how do you break free from that? Your nature. The devil. You know? It's like, what the fuck? Yeah. You have this just, I don't know, it's like it's like this devil, this like serpent kind of energy inside of you, this devil energy that your emotion, it's almost like when you're being forced, when society or people or situations or choices kind of like force you to put the blindfold on and kind of like force you to pretend like you don't know what's going on, like you have to just play along. This starts to come out, this devil energy kind of like, because it's like you are being forced to repress this side of yourself. And it starts to come out in ways that make you seem like a devil, even if you're really not. It makes you seem like you're manipulative and obsessive and controlling, but it's like no one took the time to really understand you and what you need emotionally. For union, we have 10 of Wands, Saturn and Sagittarius. You might also choose to take on a lot of burdens, to kind of like deal with it. You take on a lot of creative projects, you become a workaholic, you really kind of pile on with all these different things just so you can find a sense of like peace in your intensity, by being able to, use that energy, that powerful kind of energy to implement projects, to carry out tasks. It like places your emotions and the way that you feel. You feel like you're kind of like becoming a productive member of society, but you still might not be completely at one with your own individual vision. You still might, it's like you're hiding behind all this type of stuff without really showing who you are. You might be like in union with yourself. You might feel at one and at peace with yourself internally, but you don't feel at one and at peace with the world. Maybe you think you do. Maybe you're tricking yourself into thinking that you feel at peace and at one because you're doing all this type of stuff. You're being a productive member of society. You got all these projects going on. You're channeling your energy in all these creative ways. But what about your emotions? What about the emotional side of you? Like, are you neglecting it? Do people really know who you are? You know what I'm saying? So maybe just kind of ask yourself if what you're doing in your life right now is fulfilling you on an emotional level. Okay, we have the healing card right now, High Priestess. Yeah. Like, you know that you have this intuition. You know that you have this strong ability to see through the bullshit. And acknowledging that side of yourself is going to bring you healing. Acknowledging that you are that High Priestess, acknowledging that you have that ability to just like cut straight through and obtain the knowledge and the wisdom that you seek, that is what brings you that emotion. That is what brings you that fulfillment. That's what brings you that healing. Being able to cut straight through that BS and know exactly what you're looking at. And you shouldn't hide that part of yourself. This High Priestess, you shouldn't hide that part of yourself. Because it's going to like, it's going to emotionally repress you and kind of cripple you. And then if you kind of like believe in past lives and everything, it can get carried on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, maybe you shouldn't care that much about the future and the next generation, but, to go on into that next phase of your life feeling more wholly you, then this is something that you need to acknowledge. That you have this kind of like divine awareness. Okay, we have the Truth card, the Hangman. So I see you kind of like really kind of reflecting. Okay, this is a very spiritual card, this Hangman. This is Neptune energy. Piscean. Seeing the truth. Okay. Maybe start looking at things in different perspectives. Knowing the truth within you. Maybe how can you start to implement this truth that you have within you and the things that you know. I also kind of see this as like still being a little like stuck in your head about how you can portray this side of yourself and show this side of yourself in the most like spiritually advanced way possible. But and that's like fine if you're trying to think about how you can use your emotions in a spiritual way, but don't get too stuck in your head, because I think you already know. I think it's just about trusting it. I think you already know inside of you. I think it's just about trusting your feelings, learning to trust your emotions and let your emotions guide you instead of your head, because I think you already have an innate connection to the divine on a very deep level. Okay, so, wow, we need to wrap this up, sorry. I'm going to pull 3 cards for the ending. So we have the King of Cups, Scorpio, that's your card right there, 10 of Pentacles, Mercury in Virgo, and then we have the Emperor. Because I'm going over 30 minutes, and I told myself, can't go over 30 minutes, it's going to take forever to upload. Okay, so to wrap everything up, we have the King of Cups, and this is your guys' card. This is Scorpio. Yeah, it's time. I'm telling you, if you can embrace this to your fullest, this is your card, Scorpio, and if you can really become the essence of who you are, it's going to bring you this 10 of Pentacles over here. It's going to bring you abundance. It's going to bring you the legacy, the abundance, the financial stability that you seek. Okay, but you have to not deny it. And then we have the Emperor. I mean, can you get any more? Like, this is so powerful. I keep thinking of like, once you rise from the ashes and you turn into the phoenix, that you were like born to be, like this Emperor energy over here. Like, this is the divine masculine. This is the divine masculine. Law and order, but this is like somebody who knows everything. And you already know deep within you, it's just about bringing it out into a higher state of conscious awareness and like really using the tools that the other zodiac signs provide you with, the other elements, fire, air, water, earth, and really stepping into this Emperor power, of just like deep divine connection. Like, holy fucking shit. Okay, so this is your reading for November 2020. This is what I got for you guys. Yeah, let me know. If you're interested in all the zodiac signs that came up, we have Capricorn, we have Libra, we have Pisces, we have Virgo, we have Taurus, we have Gemini, Scorpio, of course, Aries, Sagittarius. Some people like to know, okay? All right, so hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.